Hey there guys, this is Ed and welcome back to another edition of Bagel on Booze. We're coming at you to do something a little bit different than we've done in the past. Normally we feature out one beer that we're going to try, we're going to sample out, give you back my feedback on it. Still going to kind of do that, but going to preface it out a little bit, and we're going to give you my beer haul. Everybody does hauls of clothes and everything else. Why not we not do a beer haul? It is the weekend, so that meant it was time for another run to State Line Liquors. I know I've talked about State Line Liquors before. I think pretty much every beer I review has come from there, but love going down to that place. Great selection of wine. Mrs. loves the wine selection that's there. Liquor wine's great. We both love the liquor selection that's there, and my favorite is obviously the beer because you can buy one. I usually buy two because if it's going to be somewhat good, I don't want to have one and just be done with it. We'll buy two. If it's something I definitely don't want, we will buy that single beer. I shouldn't say not want, but really question is if I'm going to like it. With this run, we decided to pick up a bunch of different stuff, and I figured why not showcase what we kind of picked up. Maybe look to try something out for today, continue to give a beer review, and maybe look that I'll try, depending on how fast I drink these, as to do these for future upcoming episodes. So let's go ahead. I'm going to fire up the beer cam. Okay, so as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully I can still count here. We got 6 beers that we pulled back in this week's haul. Normally I know it's getting into winter time. Not that you've been known for this weekend because we're supposed to hit it up into the 70s when it was 40 degrees in the morning. Take it, I guess. Whatever. And normally it would be porter, stouts, lagers that would be primarily drinking at this point. But we mixed it up a little bit in here. As evidenced by our first one that we have here. This is, move it in a little bit there. It is Liquid Bread from Abita Brewing. It is a double bock style ale. I wanted something a little bit on the lighter side out of my selection because as you'll see in the other stuff, we are definitely on the heavier side. Double box I've tried before. Double bock, double is just kind of fancy way of saying double. Go figure. Just means stronger. Typically in most brewing, it's going to give you a stronger kind of impact to that flavor. I know we've had that, the doubles, the triples, quads, just more of that flavor and that intensity. But with this, we did want something a little bit on the lighter. Haven't cracked it open, but I'm expecting it's going to be more of a nice brown ale that will be sampling out, which is kind of good for this time of year. So with that, we'll slide that to the side. Next up, we will go into porter. This is my standby, one of my standbys for the winter time. It is, as you can see, Yingling's Hershey Chocolate Porter. This was something that came out last year, I think, maybe 2 years. It's pretty recent, but it is a collaboration between Pennsylvania powerhouses Yingling and Hershey. They teamed up. It's a great, smooth beer. The chocolate, some do find a little bit overpowering, but I think it's just enough. It's a great Hershey's chocolate, I guess, because I've grown up on Hershey's chocolate around here. I would think most people have, but I guess kind of maybe a little bit regional, so to say. But that is one of my 2 go-tos all winter. I actually picked up a case of, didn't just pick up 1 or 2 of those. That and also Line & Kugel's, probably butchering the name there, Liney's Vanilla Snowdrift Porter. Those are probably my 2 go-tos. This, go figure, both porters, they give it a little bit slightly different. That obviously is more vanilla, actually pure vanilla flavoring, and then this is obviously chocolate flavor that we have through here. So that was out. It's that time of year, so it was there. Couldn't pass it up. Next up, we got here from Abita. Gotta really look up how to pronounce my breweries. But this is Abita. This is a limited edition. This is their entry into that holiday beer time flavoring. Halloween's over. As soon as November 1st hits, just like all the stores, the beer distributors, it's time to roll out Christmas beers. There's plenty of Mad Elf, Old Fezziwig, lots of spiced beers. We've traded out the cinnamon spice to more cinnamon spice, but we throw in some nutmeg, cloves, and a whole bunch of other stuff that's in there. So this is their entry into that. Interested to pick it up, see what their take on it is, because it did seem to be a little bit different. This one is actually a stout. Just reading the back, as you can tell, brewed with oats, pale caramel, chocolate malts, and hops. And then it's got an over amount of cocoa nibs, cinnamon, vanilla, and nutmeg to give that classic holiday style taste to it. So those are our first three beers that we have, and we'll shift stuff around. Three in the back are big boy cans. We brought them to the front, and our first up, this is definitely outside of my realm of porters and lagers. This is from local brewer here in Delaware, Dewey Beer. This is of their Secret Machine line. Their Secret Machine line is a bunch of different fruit smoothie beers. These guys, they clock in at about 7%. This one, it's ice cream, so fits into, I guess, the style of some of the other stuff that we have here, but it's raspberry, almond, chocolate, and vanilla to give us that classic Neapolitan flavor off of that. These, I will say, are definite hit or miss. Some of their mixtures that they have in for the Secret Machine, phenomenal. Some just completely miss the mark, and they're not good. So this is one where I did buy a single beer of it, because not knowing, while on paper it sounds great, depending on how the flavor profile matches up, might not be so great off of that. But these smoothie beers, they definitely, from the ones that I've had from Dewey, there's not a hint of alcohol in these. They are very dangerous in my opinion. You could down a few of them. They're big boys, clocking in at 7%, and you wouldn't know what hit you until it's done. The one that I had that was probably the best, it was pineapple, guava, and kiwi. And that thing tasted like a complete fruit smoothie that wife or daughter would make, and never even tasted a hint of alcohol off of that thing. Looked like an actual fruit smoothie with the seediness and kind of the haziness to it. So it matched up exactly to its name. A couple of those, and you were feeling it off of that. So we'll try this, and hopefully it lives up to some of the other ones that I've had, and it's not one that missed the mark. I've done other ice cream beers. Last year we had a couple with fried ice cream from, I think, Flying Fish. And they're... I'm trying to think. I had a few others that have had, but I've liked the ice cream beers, so we'll see if this matches up to those as well. Slide it around, and with this we have from Belhaven. We have Belhaven Black. This is a Scottish stout. Expecting this to be kind of full, robust on flavor, very thick, for lack of a better term. So it's nitro, so it will give us that kind of creaminess. Have enjoyed the nitro beers. They impart a nice kind of smoothness to the beers at that drinking. And with this, I don't know too much about Belhaven, but this is kind of, I guess, one of those wild cards. Hopefully, again, I'm expecting a nice dark, heavy beer, sipping beer off of this one. And then last but not least, let's slide around and get those lined up. We have from Left Hand Brewing. Love a lot of the Left Hand Brewing stuff. This is another, still in a nitro, but this is White Russian. So we're blending the flavors of White Russian. I got to cheat a little bit. It is a white stout with coffee and vanilla, just like the liquor drink. if White Russians are good enough for the dude.
Yeah, well, the dude abides.
We're going to find out if this will abide and it will be worth. Like I said, I've done a lot of other left-hand beers, and they've never let me down. So I'm expecting big things with this. Again, with the nitro of this, it should impart an extra creaminess to it to mix in with the already vanilla and milk stout that's in there to just kind of just deliver a nice smooth drink off of that. So we are going to take one of these and we're going to sample out now. Might as well.
I drink and I know things.
So let's see what we chose out of our 6 beers, and we have chosen the limited edition Office Party. Like I said, we've hit into November. Everything dies out, and it's now Christmas. Christmas coming in the stores. Radios have started to flip over, so why not flip our beer, and we'll see if this is going to match up for something for this winter, Christmas season, holiday season, whatever, office party season for drinking. So we'll go ahead and get this guy open. Not too bad there. And let's give it a pour. Definitely. Here we go. Pour it up. Oh, we went a little too much on there. Put that guy back there. And there we go. So there is our office party. So as you can see, we got a nice dark body to it. We got a nice caramel head. Lines up very nice thick, full head. Set on down a little bit. Poured it a little fast. Probably added a little extra. It's set on in pretty good right about now. So let's go ahead. We'll sample it up so we can see. We got a nice, good, nice and dark. So let's see what we got taste-wise. I would think you would get at least a whiff of the cinnamon. Nutmeg usually comes through pretty well, especially on the holiday beers. But with this guy, it's just kind of plain. Not getting much out of it. I don't know. I guess I was expecting a little bit more. I guess like a regular office party. Well, some office parties, I guess, a little bit of regret and disappointment.
You do realize that we can't serve liquor at the party.
Yeah, I know. Damn it. Stupid corporate wet blankets. Like booze ever killed anybody.
I guess not really regret, but you do regret. But disappointment. You expect a lot and doesn't deliver. So it's not a bad beer, but that's exactly what it is. It just tastes like a beer. It's marked up as a stout. I'm not getting any flavor. It's beer that tastes like beer. for lack of a better term. So obviously it's not bad for, it's drinkable. We'll give it that. It's not disgusting. But as far as other Christmas beers that are out there, it just doesn't, to me, it doesn't mesh up with those. When I get a Christmas beer, I'm expecting to get that spice forward flavor. If not even that, the smell you would expect to be the spices of it. Again, I keep going back. I think I saw clove in there. No, there was no clove. But nutmeg's very distinct. Cinnamon definitely is, because we're coming out of pumpkin season. But this guy, it's just your average run-of-the-mill, beer is. So, I guess, I don't know, rating-wise, I don't know. I give it a 2. Not because it's disgusting, but 2, because it kind of, Gives a little bit of a letdown. For a style of beer that should deliver a lot of kind of punch to it, it just comes up a swing and a miss. So take it as is. Maybe somebody with a little bit better, I don't know, sense taste might pick out some other stuff. But again, you know, even just from the sniff and the smell, I would expect much, much more off of that. That's finished. I'm finished. We're finished. I thank you for tuning in, seeing the beer haul that we have here, seeing our beer and trying our beer. It wasn't so great as a beer, and we'll look to see about some of the other stuff coming up and maybe sample out some of the others from the haul in future episodes. Thanks, guys, and we'll catch you later.